Okay, here's another really fun song. If you don't already know it, Mississippi Queen by Mountain is a classic, and it sounds something like this. Okay, so let's break that down so you have something fun to play when you go into Guitar Center and try to impress everybody. Okay, so if you don't already know power chords, you've got to learn them now because these are a huge part of rock and roll rhythm guitar playing or riff playing. So what I'm going to do is play two notes together. It's the first finger on the 5th fret and my ring finger here on the 7th fret on the very next string. So I've got something on the A string and something on the D string. And one quick thing before we start moving around with this chord, this is called the power chord, a D power chord in this case, and I've got my first finger touching the low string. Make sure it's muted, so when I play I don't have to worry about picking very carefully. I can just hit that and all I hear is those two notes because my first finger is muting the tip, muting with its tip on the low string, and also it's touching over here the high 2 strings, 3 strings actually, so I'm getting really this kind of muted sound. And if I play all together, I'm really only hearing those two. And this is a common thing. This isn't just some strange way of playing that I'm showing you. This is what people do so they don't have to play, but they can really get into it and get a more of an aggressive. Okay, so muting. That's what you want to keep in that position as you slide up. Notice my hand is locked in that position, so I keep muting the high strings and the low string. I think you'll like this muting thing after a while because if you just play like this, you feel like you're kind of falling off the guitar at any moment because you only have the tips of your fingers touching. But if you also let the side of your finger rest here lightly on the strings without pushing down, and you have your first finger touching the tip, you have more contact with the guitar. You're a little bit more in touch with it, and you're less likely to fall off. So I think you'll tend to like the muting. Enough about muting. Let's go on. So after I play the D power chord, I'm sliding up to the 7th fret to E. I'm going to play that 3 more times. So I can slide down if I want to for effect. It's kind of a, you know, a cliche in rock. Okay, this is the answer to what we just did. We're going to play the E note, low E string, D note with our first finger, vibrato, and then right back to E. It sounds like vibrato is obviously key. Without it, not as special, right? So then we're going to go right back to the first part. Then we're going to answer it with a low riff. Okay, to do this, what we want to do is play the low E. 3rd fret, and I'm going to bend it a little bit only after I play the normal note. Just going to scoop into it a little, back to open E, and vibrato. Notice on the vibrato, I've got 2 fingers just so I can get a better grip. I don't need to vibrato with 1 finger. You can use 2. Nothing back here is going to affect the note above it. It'll just give you some more support. So here's what we have so far. Pretty wicked, right? Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. Okay, now I'm going to go on to the next part, which is the sliding into an A chord. Same idea. I'm on the low string, sliding from G to A. Then I'm going to play kind of the same thing I did on E, but I'm going to go over to the D string. Then back into slide. Then play the same riff that I played down here, but over a string on the A string. So it's pretty much the same idea, just in a different, with different notes, but the patterns are the same on the guitar. So. Then I'm going to go back to. Now we come to the end, which we're going to go to a B chord, sliding up from an A. Same pattern. This one's a little different. So, another great technique. We're going to go. We're going to do the finger lean here. We're going to start with the fingertip on the 9th fret, the A string, then lean it to get to that right behind it, then go right back. So, it might take a little getting used to, but. Again, it's a technique worth learning. It happens a lot. So, then I'm going to come back into my A. And on 2 notes, I'm playing the low E, the 7th fret of my A string. Both E notes. So, all together, I'm going to play it very slowly once. So. That's Mississippi Queen by Mountain. Good luck and have fun.